Hello guys, this is Donnie and welcome to DFlow Crypto. This will be the first video that I make for the channel, and I wanted to start off with talking to you guys about one of my favorite passive crypto income projects, and that is Drip. I've been investing in crypto for a little over a year. It was January of last year when I first made my first investment. That was into most people's first investment, that was Bitcoin. Since then, I tried dabbling in several different kinds of cryptos, and starting January of this year, I dabbled into passive income projects, and Drip was one of the first ones that I invested into. And the reason it is one of my favorite projects to invest into is because Drip is almost a year old. Actually, as of April of this year, depending on when you're watching this video, it will be next month. And I don't know, depending on who's watching this, I don't know like what your experience is with crypto projects, but most crypto projects don't last more than a month. Usually they either fail or they rug pull you, or something else happens to cause them not to last. But so for a project to last as long as Drip has, or even half as long as Drip has, is a pretty good sign. Again, I'm not an expert at this stuff, but just from what I've read, what I've heard from other people who have been in the space, and just even from the little bit of time I've seen what's going on, that is very good, and Drip has been doing very well. The creator of Drip, Forex Shark, he's also been steadily working to improve the Drip ecosystem. He has different projects tied to it, like Drip Garden, Animal Farm, stuff like that. Those are things I'll touch on in the future videos. And with that, I will go ahead and show you guys how to get started with it. We'll take a look at the website and go from there. All right, guys, this is the Drip Network webpage. And before I get started, I wanted to make sure that you guys know that this is not financial advice. I'm by no means a financial expert. And also, I don't know what your personal financial situation is, so I want you guys to look at anything I'm saying about Drip in this video as it's my opinion. It's what I'm personally doing, but I'm not telling you to do it. I definitely encourage you to do your own research. With that said, again, this is the Drip Network website. If this were your first time going to the site, this is what it should look like. You'll see that there's no wallet connected. You'll see just different locations here. This will fill out more once I actually connect a wallet to show you guys what's going on here. But before we do anything more, I actually want to go over to their light paper, which you can actually access by clicking here. It says white paper, but they call it their light paper. One thing you'll notice right away is if you build any other white papers for other projects, you'll see this one's got a lot more going on with it. It's not like just a boring literal white paper. There's just a couple things I want to point out. I do definitely encourage you guys to look at this white paper yourself. They actually explain things pretty well. One thing in particular I want to point out here is the tax system, which the tax system is actually how Drip is so sustainable. Again, like Drip's been around for almost a year, and the reason it's been able to be around for so long is because of the tax system on it. And basically the way Drip does this is every transaction that's done on Drip, other than buying Drip on their site, which I'll show you what that looks like in just a few moments, has a 10% tax tied to it. So whenever you deposit your Drip into the Drip network, they take 10% out. Whenever you withdraw out, it's 10% out. And whenever you sell your Drip after you withdraw, it's 10%. Also, with the taxes too, whenever you hydrate, which what hydrating is essentially just recompounding what you're profiting. And you can rehydrate as often as you, or hydrate as often as you want. You can do it multiple times a day. You could do it every day, once a week, once a month, whatever you want to do. But whenever you do that, instead of being charged a 10% tax like you would if you were withdrawing it out, you're charged a 5% tax instead to recompound it. So I have a spreadsheet I'm going to show you guys in just a few moments as well that will kind of paint that picture a little bit better. And one other thing I want to show you guys on here in particular is the well tax. So basically, if you're somebody who owns a lot of Drip, or you have a lot of Drip deposited, you're what's called a whale, meaning you have a huge chunk of the supply, And what Drip did is they instituted a well tax to offset how much impact a well can actually have on the price of Drip. So with that, I do want to go over to my spreadsheet I was talking about. Just want to go through this with you all for a few minutes. The first thing I want to point out is Drip does give a 1% daily return on what your deposit is, and which I have right here under daily claim. For this spreadsheet, we're going to assume a $40 price, which is what Drip has been roughly for the past several days. And on this spreadsheet, we're going to assume that you're depositing $1,000. And like we talked about earlier, there are taxes for Drip. The first one is a 10% tax whenever you deposit, which will be factored into these totals, as well as a withdrawal tax and a sale tax of 10% each. So assuming we did the $1,000, we're looking at a total amount after tax deposit of $900 or 22.5 Drip. And over here in the details of the spreadsheet, I have set up with a deposit value, Drip balance, daily claim, the 1%, and then the monthly claim. And so with those parameters in mind, if we're looking at 30 days, that would give us a dollar value of $1,156.50, assuming the price of Drip stayed the same. Bear in mind that price can fluctuate. But the thing that wouldn't fluctuate is the Drip balance itself. You always get that 1%, so no matter what, if this is how much you deposited and you hydrated just once in the month, then you would end up with a balance of 28.91 at the end of that month. One thing to point out too with this spreadsheet, this is assuming that you're only hydrating once in that given month or that 30-day time span. And this is assuming that you're doing it at the end of the month. Obviously, you can hydrate more often. I would encourage you to hydrate more often, but I can't account for every scenario of how often that you're hydrating. So this is just giving you an idea if you just did it once a month. But then also with day 30, we go over here to the daily claim. A dollar amount, again, assuming the price stays the same, that will be $937. That is after your withdrawal tax and your sale tax. So that is your real profit after all those taxes. And then, of course, your monthly claim here of $281.03, again, is with after all these taxes. Only thing you would have beyond that is your gas fees, which, again, those are usually maybe 10 cents per transaction. So those are pretty negligible in the greater scheme of things. And then, of course, I have the spreadsheet set up going all the way down to 360 days. Just to kind of give you a look, if you did nothing but hydrate once a month for a year and the price of Drip stayed the same at 40, you would be looking at a dollar value of $18,242.32 or 456.06 Drip, which would give you a daily claim of 147.7 cents or $4,432.88 of monthly profit, which is pretty good, but I would definitely encourage you to take profits earlier than that, especially if you put a more sizable chunk in there. One thing to bear in mind too is the deposit value, and I don't believe I mentioned this earlier, but when you deposit into Drip, you can't get that initial deposit back out. What it is like it's almost like you're investing into a company, you're investing into this project, and that money's gone. But what they're doing instead is they're giving you a percent back over time. So in this case, you're getting the 1% daily. So essentially, what would take you is about 100 days to get your investment back if the price stayed the same. Again, but if you're compounding, if you're hydrating, then that return would be a lot quicker. Let's move on to the next step. Now let's come back over here. And first of all, so if you want to start on Drip, the first thing you'll need to do is you will need to have you'll have to have a crypto wallet. I'm not going to go into details of how to set a crypto wallet up on this video, but I would definitely encourage you to use a hardware wallet. They're just safer, they're more secure. When you have a hardware wallet, you can nobody can access it without physically having the wallet. So that that gives you a lot more security. And the thing with a lot of these projects like Drip and other node projects and stuff is you can't transfer that to another wallet later. I mean, it is tied to that wallet. So I definitely encourage you to get a hardware wallet if you plan on investing. Another thing you'll need is something like Metamask to connect your hardware wallet to. Again, there are a lot of videos out there that show how to set Metamask up, but it is pretty simple. Once you have Metamask going, it's very easy to interact not just with Drip but with other crypto projects out there as well. When you do set Drip up, like you've connected your wallet before you can actually deposit anything in, you'll go down here. It doesn't show here because obviously this account has already been set up, where you will need well, actually, let me disconnect the wallet. I'll refresh the page. I think you see some. Okay, yeah. So right here, it'll ask for a buddy. So basically, in order to get started with Drip, you do need some kind of buddy. So what you'll do is you'll take their wallet address and you'll put it there. So yeah, like I'll have my my buddy link in the description below, just so that way if you guys want to use it. But again, if you don't, if you have somebody else you know who's in the Drip, feel free to use them. But just I definitely would appreciate you using mine, but don't feel obligated to. And I'll also have a link to place to get a good hardware wallet too. Ledger is a really good one. Trezor is another one that people use, but I have experience with Ledger and they've been really good. Again, I would definitely encourage you to get that. And I would also encourage you to get it from their site. Anything with crypto, I would always try to get it from the manufacturer. I would not get it off of Amazon if you can avoid it, if it's something to do with securing your crypto, just because you never know if there's been tampering. So definitely get it from them. And I'll send you guys a link for MetaMask as well. So with that, let's say you've got your crypto wallet set up. One thing you will need to do is make sure that you've transferred some BNB or Binance Smart Chain token into your wallet. And this is BNB right here. You will need that in order to not only buy your Drip, but also do transactions on the Drip network. If you're brand new to crypto, if this is your first exposure to it, basically every time you have any kind of transaction in crypto, there's always a transaction fee or a gas fee. So one thing I would say is like if you wanted to put $1,000 into Drip, what you would want to go over here and do, and this is on CoinMarketCap. I usually use either CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko if I'm looking up cryptos. But you want to go down here to the BNB converter to see how much BNB you actually need. So if you're going to put $1,000 in, you would just put that in here, and it lets you know you need 2.45 BNB. Now again, because you will have transaction fees and you'll want to have extra BNB for when you hydrate, because there's always going to be a few cents of BNB, I would put a little bit more than that. Personally, I would probably just get 2.5 BNB. That way it gives you a lot of cushion. It'll take a while to use that extra amount of BNB for transaction fees, but that way you don't have to worry about it for a while. But and also as far as like where you can get BNB, you can go to several different exchanges. You obviously Binance or BinanceU.us if you're in the US are probably the best places to get it. There are a lot of videos that show you how to transfer that over to your wallet. So once you have transferred that to your wallet, what you would need to do is you need to actually connect your MetaMask to Drip Network. So what you're going to do is go up here to the top right where it says Connect Wallet and click there. There are a couple other options. For the sake of this tutorial, we're going to click on MetaMask. And since I've already connected this wallet to MetaMask, it just goes right here. Like you can see my wallet address or part of it there. But what you will, if this is your first time connecting, this will pop up and it will actually ask you to confirm whether you're okay connecting this to Drip Network, and you'll say yes. So once it's there, in your case, all of this would say 0 because you don't have any Drip as of this point yet. But for me, this particular wallet does have a little bit of Drip on it. You see right here, I have 7.697 in deposits, and there's 0.297 ready to claim. One thing that's nice too is Drip does actually show you what the current US dollar value is for those balances. It also shows me right here how much I've claimed so far in this account. So that's how much either I've taken out or I've hydrated back in. In this case, all that has been hydrated back in. And this also shows you right here what your max payout is. Going on from there, now that you have your wallet connected, again, make sure, and this is something if you look at a Metamask tutorial, just make sure that you're on the right chain here. So we do want to be on Binance Smart Chain, and make sure that we have BNB. This account, I do have some BNB here. I'm not actually going to use it for this, but I do want to show you guys how to actually get Drip. But what you're going to do is go over here to swap. And this is where you're actually going to buy your BNB. And this is also where you can sell your BNB as well. Of note, this gives you the most up-to-date pricing on Drip. And you can see there it's actually a little bit lower than what I was showing on my spreadsheet. So anyway, again, you'll see your BNB balance here. So in the case of if you were buying 1,000, then you should see about 2.45, 2.5 here. And it'll show you what the US dollar amount is for it there. Again, if you already had some Drip, it will show you how much you have here that hasn't been deposited into the faucet yet. So this is the spot that you're going to buy your Drip. One thing I will make sure you do is click on this little gear here and click 1%. So from here, you actually manually put in how much you want. So for example, again, how much was it? It was 2.45. Obviously, I don't have that in here, but if I wanted to do 2.45, you're putting the BNB balance in here. So 2.45. And that'll show you right here how much Drip you would get. So in this case, it estimates that you'd get 25.1. The minimum will be 24.85. Usually you're closer to this higher number here. Well, let me do this. Since what I have in there is that much, I'm going to click buy. I'm not going to go through with the transaction, but this is what it should pop up as. You'll see this is the amount of BNB I'm using. This is the gas fee. So bear in mind that's there. That's a few cents. It's not much. And what you would do is, in this case, I have insufficient funds. So if I do that much, I wouldn't have enough for the gas fees in this situation. But what you would do is you would hit confirm here, and then you would confirm the transaction on your wallet, your hardware wallet. Again, I'll definitely encourage you to have a hardware wallet if you're going to do Drip or any other kinds of projects like this. It's just so much more secure. But since I can't do it, I'm just going to hit reject. But if you did go through with it, you'll see shortly after, it usually takes maybe about like 5 to 10 seconds, you'll see your Drip balance change here. If you don't, just refresh the page and it'll pop up here. And then what you want to do is you want to go back over here to the faucet. And again, you should see your new Drip balance here. And what you'll do is you'll click here. And if you want to deposit all of it into the faucet, which obviously if this is what you're doing, that's what you want to do, you'll hit max and it'll put the max total in there. And then what you'll do is you'll hit deposit. And then again, your MetaMask wallet will pop up with the same thing as before. It wants to confirm the transaction. Click confirm it on your hardware wallet. And then again, within about 5 to 10 seconds, it'll pop up here and it'll show you the total. And you'll have, I don't think it was like 20, 24, 25 Drip, and it'll deposit here. And you'll see shortly after, this number here will slowly start ticking up. And that's pretty much it on how to get started with Drip. I want to go through a couple other things really quick since we're right here. Obviously, I have a balance here. So I'll show you guys how to actually claim your Drip. Or well, in this case, I'm going to hydrate. Basically, hydrate and claim would work the same way. You click either one, confirm with MetaMask, and if you're claiming it, it'll just go into your wallet. But in this case, we're going to hydrate, so it's just going to increase this balance here. So I'm going to click hydrate. And we see here the gas fee. And then I'm going to click confirm. And then what I'm doing right now, you can't see it, but I'm on my hardware wallet and I'm going over to accept the transaction. It should pop up any second now. All right, there we go. It says compound success. And just any moment, you'll see these two numbers change. All right, there you go. So now the deposit is 7.983 and the total available is 0. And again, this will slowly tick up. Obviously, the more you have in here, the faster that ticks up. And one last thing, and admittedly, I have yet to sell any drip because, again, I'm in the compounding phase. But if you did want to, like, let's say that instead of you hydrating, you claimed, so you claimed that 0.2, you can go over here to the swap page where we had bought drip, and instead you could decide to sell. And then you could just, again, hit the 1% slippage and put in the amount of drip that you want to sell, and then you would sell. Again, remember, when you do sell, and also when you claim, there is a 10% tax. So just keep that in mind. So guys, that is that's drip, and I hope you found it informative and it was helpful. And again, if you want to use my referral code, I definitely would love for you to, but also if you want to use somebody else's, that's definitely great too. It all helps the drip ecosystem. And also, if you like this video, I encourage you to hit the like button and subscribe. I will be releasing more videos. I'm not sure what the frequency just yet is, as I'm just getting started with the channel. I do have a full-time job as well, so it might be a little hard to be consistent to start with, but I do want to try to be as consistent as possible. And also too, if you guys have any comments, any questions, any constructive criticism, definitely I welcome all of it. Again, this is my first video, so I'm sure I'm doing some stuff wrong. So definitely help me out there. And again, I'll be releasing some more videos soon. I will definitely be posting those as soon as I get those finished. And thanks again, guys, for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.